Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Diana, aka Bookish Di, and this is video number 2 in my Women's World Cup series. So if you're new, I'm doing a series of videos focused on the Women's World Cup. In the previous video, I talked about the event generally, gave some recommendations for books about FIFA and women's soccer, as well as some podcasts and journalists to follow. And this is going to be the first video where I break things down group by group, talk about the teams competing, highlight certain players, and then also provide recommendations for authors based out of the countries in question. So today we're going to be talking about Group A. So Group A is anchored by host team France. France is currently ranked number 4 in the world. They are I would say considered one of the favorites to potentially win, especially since they're going to be on home soil. They're a very strong team. The one thing that has people questioning whether or not they can pull it off is the fact that France unfortunately has a history of kind of flaming out in major tournaments and underperforming. So in the 2015 Women's World Cup in Canada, France went out in the quarterfinals losing to Germany. They lost again in Rio in the quarterfinals to Canada. Anyway, so that's a major concern for France. Players to watch. So France has a lot of fantastic players, a number of whom play on Olympique Lyonnais, who is considered one of the best club teams in the world. They recently won their 4th consecutive Women's European Champions League title. So players to watch include Nnedi Okorafor, who is one of the best defenders in the world. She's very, very tall, which helps, especially on set pieces. Also, Amandine Henry. Both of Renard and Henry play for Lyon. And Henry at the 2015 World Cup won the silver ball as the 2nd best player in the tournament after Carly Lloyd. They also have players like Eugénie Le Sommer, Sarah Bouhadi, who's their goalkeeper. And yeah, France has a phenomenal amount of talent. The question is whether or not they can pull everything together and live up to their potential. So the author I am pairing for France is Aliette de Bodard. She is a Vietnamese-French author. she is well known for her Zuia series. This is a space opera series. It has been nominated for the Hugos for Best Series. She has also written the trilogy Obsidian and Blood and the Dominion of the Fallen series. Next up is Norway. Norway is ranked number 12 in the world. They won the 1995 edition of the Women's World Cup, but have kind of had a rough go of it recently. They haven't been super competitive in international tournaments. They went out in the round of 16 at the 2015 Women's World Cup. They did not qualify for the Olympics, and they went out in the group stage at the 2017 European Championships. They're also going to be playing without one of the best players in the world, Ada Hegerberg. So after the 2017 exit of the Euros, she stepped away from the Norwegian team, citing a lot of problems with the federation, not just income, but other areas of how the federation treats the women's team, which have yet to go addressed. And so because of that, she's not participating with the Norwegian women's national team. So a Norwegian player to watch would be Caroline Graham Hansen, and she currently plays for Wolfsburg. And the author I am pairing with the Norwegian women's team is Anne Holt. She is a crime fiction writer. Her most well-known series is the Hannah Wilhelmsen series, and so that is available translated. I do like mysteries and crime novels, so I will probably try to read this at some point. Next in Group A is South Korea. South Korea is ranked 11th in the world. So South Korea is going to be participating in its 3rd World Cup. It qualified via the Asian Cup, and they came in 5th place. And so the Asian Confederation has 5 spots. So South Korea was the last to qualify there. So South Korea went out in the round of 16 in the 2015 Women's World Cup as well. So South Korea, going into this tournament, is going to be having some problems in the goalkeeper position. One of the people I follow on Twitter is Hal Kaiser. He writes for Keeper Notes, and he also keeps track of the South Korean women's national team. And due to injuries, they're just not having the same experience at the goalkeeper position as they want to. So that's going to be a problem. That could be a problem for them, especially since they're in a fairly tough group. And so there's a good chance they might not make it out of group, especially if they have problems on defense. Player to watch for the South Korean team is Ji So-Yoon. She plays for Chelsea out in England, and she's played there for a few years. Chelsea, while they had some problems this year and weren't as dominant as they have been in the past, are considered a powerhouse in England. And so she's going to be one of the key players to watch for South Korea. And the author I am pairing with them is Ellen Oh. She is a Korean-American author who is one of the co-founders of We Need Diverse Books. She's written YA books such as Serpentine and Prophecy. I do actually own Prophecy, so again, it is on my very expansive TBR. And finally, rounding out Group A is Nigeria. Nigeria is ranked 38th in the world. They are the current African champions. But Nigeria has qualified for all editions of the Women's World Cup. However, they did not make it out of the group stage in 2015. And Nigeria is one of the teams, or is one of the types of teams that I alluded to in my previous video, where due to a lot of corruption in FIFA and in the federations in general, they've been fighting with their federations for pay, for better treatment. And so, yeah, just when watching Group A, just keep in mind that while there are teams like France who have a lot of buy-in and a lot of investment from their parent federation or increased investment, there are going to be teams who don't have that privilege. And so if there are lopsided score lines, that's a large reason why. Nigeria could surprise people. They do have a lot of fantastic players, including Asiat Oshola, who plays for FC Barcelona, and she actually scored Barcelona's lone goal in the Champions League final. You also have players like Francisco Ordega, who used to play for my team, the Washington Spirit, but now plays for Shanghai WFC. And so the author who I'm pairing with Nigeria is Nigerian-American author Nnedi Okorafor. She has won Hugo's, Nebula. She's an amazing writer who has written the Binti novellas published by Tor.com. She's written Akata Witch. She's written Lagoon. She's written for Marvel Comics. Yeah, she's an amazing writer. If you haven't read her stuff, I highly recommend it. She's currently developing a TV series based on her novel, Who Fears Death, at HBO. So hopefully that will be on our screen shortly. So that's it for Group A. Next up, we're going to be talking about Group B. So any teams in Group A pique your interest? Any authors who I talked about you might be interested in reading? Let me know, or let me know what you think of this project in general. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!